Hi, my YouTube family. This is Melody from Home Garden and Fashion. I thank you so much for being here today. Today, we're going to have a wonderful time together. Today, I'm going to do a story. So, this story is about a girl named Mia and her husband George and the old oak tree. So there was a girl named Mia. Now Mia lived in the city and she lived with her husband George, and their children grew up. So Mia basically finished her job raising children. Now Mia was in the city and she has worked all her life, but now she's in her 50s and she has gotten very sick. So Mia just came back from hospital. She was in hospital for a few days, and the doctors had run all kinds of tests and could not find out actually what was wrong with Mia. So Mia was very frustrated with going back and forth to the doctors, and she was unable to eat anything, and her hair was falling off, and there was pain all over her body. And George also got tired of listening to Mia's complaint about her some disease which no one could figure out what it was. So Mia was basically very tired and frustrated and didn't know whom to turn to, where to go to. Now, when Mia growing up as a child, she lived in the village. She did not live in the city. And now, after living about 30 years in city, she has made up her mind to go back to her village. In her village, there wasn't anybody to take care of Mia, so that's why George was kind of did not want Mia to go back to the village because there was no one to take care of her. But Mia did not want it to stay in the city anymore. So as she was laying on her bed and looking up in the sky and thinking about it, so then she just kind of made up her mind to just go. But George did not want to go, leaving his work and the city life, and George really did not like living in the village or the countryside anyway. So Mia thought that this is the time where she needs to make a decision, and her health was really failing, and the relationship with George was also failing because George kind of so much working all the time and did not have any time to spend with Mia or talk to her or even listen to her health problem. So Mia somehow gathered herself and her belongings, whatever she could fit in 2 boxes, and then she took the train to her village. Village was sort of like very countryside. As Mia went in the train, she looked out the train, and it was field after field with the animals just eating up grass and just enjoying. And Mia kind of began to feel good. And then in the train she fell asleep, and then she woke up again, and she had a feeling that as she detached herself from things, from her belongings, and from her husband, and she sort of was moving towards her past life, her childhood. So as she was going in the train, and she saw these beautiful fields where animals were gazing on grass, and they were really seemed so peaceful, so peaceful. And Mia thought about her feeling so peaceful, and Mia did started feeling better. As Mia was riding the train and going to her village, Mia saw the animals were gazing on the grass and eating their dinner, and they seemed so peaceful, and Mia kind of started feeling so peaceful. She started thinking about her childhood. She did have a very good childhood. So throughout her train ride, she started thinking of her childhood, and she sort of wanted to go back to that childhood and just relive it again. So after some time, she reached to her village, and there she went to her old home, and the home was locked up for a long time. So as she opened the door, it was full of dust, and but Mia was very sick to do all that work, so she just cleaned up little bit and cleaned up the bed and everything little bit. And she brought some food with her, just some milk, a little bit cereal, and that's what she ate. She didn't want to do too much fuss at late night, and then she fell asleep. In her old place, she did fell asleep really deep, and the next morning, early in the morning, as soon as the chickens started, roosters started their calls, Mia woke up, and then she started cleaning up the place gradually, and she started liking everything. And she looked out the window, laying in the bed, and she saw her favorite oak tree. Near that tree, there was a cement patio kind of thing where Mia used to sit down and do painting and drawing and decorating, and she loved doing those sort of things. So she kept watching the oak tree that was really, really calling her. So then she gathered some strength to go near the tree. As she went near the tree and she lay down underneath the tree, she took a little mat where she could just sit down. But she was so sick, she sort of like fell asleep under the oak tree. And then after some time, she was sort of like dozing in and out, and Mia heard the oak tree speaking to her. So she kind of woke up, and she was so surprised that the oak tree is speaking to her. So the oak tree said, "Hello, Mia. Nice to see you again." And Mia was so surprised, but she did love the oak tree a lot. even though she was a little bit surprised and scared at the same time. But still she said hello, and then the oak tree said, "You don't look so good, Mia. What happened?" Then Mia explained to her that over the years in the city, Mia did not take good care of herself. Her all the time was gone taking care of the family and working, and that is the result that now she has gotten really sick, and there's no one to blame but to herself. So the oak tree was, "I am so sorry to hear that, Mia, and I would love to help you." Then the oak tree just spread out her hand and told Mia, "Take out your hand, Mia, and give it to me." So Mia took out her hand and gave the oak tree her hand, and oak tree held Mia's hand and put some seeds into her hand, and the oak tree said, "Here you go, Mia. When you feel little better, just plant this all over the backyard." So Mia took the seeds and she planted them all over the backyards next day, even though she wasn't feeling so well, but she somehow gathered strength to plant it. Then every day she started watering them, and these seeds came out to be bushy plants. So there were about 20 bushy plants, and Mia was very surprised to see they were all different colors. And every day she was going to those little bushy plants and watering them, and then she took her mat and lay down next to it. So the oak tree told her that, "Mia, why don't you take some of those leaves and just make some juice or cook it and eat it?" So Mia did that. She took out some of those leaves and make some juice and cook it and eat it. And then the oak tree said, "Why don't you pull out those trees, little bushy trees, and see what's underneath?" She pulled some of them out and she found that they were all sorts of different yams. And the oak tree told her, "Take them inside, wash them nicely, and juice them and eat them raw. Juice them and drink the juice. Also cook them and just eat that." And Mia started doing that, so she literally started eating yams all day, the leaves, the yams, cooking and raw and juicing. And as she was doing it on a daily basis, she felt like her strength coming back, and she kept feeling really nice each day. After doing this for about 3 months, she gained back all her strength, all her diseases were gone, and she was no longer sick. She felt awesome. So she ran to the courtyard and she held the oak tree, hugged it, and she said, thank you for giving me back my life." Hi, thank you so much for being here today. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, comment and share this video. Thank you. May God bless you all.